Welcome to the Simpler Business Podcast, where we talk about ways to do what you love and serve your people in a way that brings you income and freedom. I'm your host, Marissa Roberts. Join me as I chat with my favorite entrepreneurs about how they simplify their biz so that you can simplify yours. If you're a service provider or coach, you know that the first impression you make with your clients is important. A smooth and efficient onboarding process sets the tone for your entire working relationship and can mean the difference between a loyal client and one who feels frustrated or unheard. The onboarding process can be time consuming, especially if you're doing it all manually. But these days, with the right systems in place, you can automate a lot of the process and it's going to save you time and effort, take some of the stress away, and keep your clients happy at the same time. Today, we're going to break down how you can create a streamlined, automated client onboarding process that runs smoothly without needing your constant attention. We'll talk about 6 key steps that make an effective onboarding process. And as we go through them, I'll mention some helpful tools for automating your client onboarding. And we'll also look at how to troubleshoot a few of the common hurdles that pop up when we try and automate the process so that you don't have to worry about them. Okay, so step 1 is the welcome email. You might also refer to it as a welcome packet. The moment your client signs up, they should receive a very warm welcome email that outlines the next steps. This can be through automated platforms like ConvertKit, or it could just be a templated email that you send manually via your email system like Gmail. Regardless of how you send it, you want to include a warm welcome working with you. And you want to include an outline of the upcoming process in regards to their contract, their payments, and scheduling their first session or their first call with you. And also, you want to include your contact information in case they have any questions. I like to also include step 2 in the welcome email, which is the client questionnaire. So to tailor your services to every client's needs, you can link them to an intake form as part of your warm welcome email. This is going to help you gather important information without needing to hop on a really long first call with your client. And in terms of tools, I love Google Forms for this, or you can also use Typeform. Now, step 3 is automating your contract and your payment. Let's ditch the manual sending and follow-up process for signatures and payments. You can use platforms like Dubsado, Honeybook, or my favorite is HelloSign to allow you to automate contract signing and payment collection. These tools make sure that everything is clear and legal and taken care of, and you don't have to do them manually. I also like to link directly to a payment link for Stripe in my welcome email. You could also use PayPal. I find that this is really handy for clients who are booking me for a monthly retainer. They get the welcome email, it walks them through all the steps for the things they can expect, and it has a little link to begin their payment cycle with me, and then it charges them every month automatically. So yeah, I don't have to worry about invoicing or following up for those. Step 4 is your resource delivery. This is the one that tends to stop or create a block for a lot of people. But it can be quite simple. If your client needs to review materials or do some pre-work, or if you have like a little mini course that you want them to go through, you can set up an automated system to deliver these resources immediately after they sign up. I like to use Google Workspace and Thrivecart to house my resources, and that way I can make them easily accessible without any extra effort on my part because I use ConvertKit to automate emails for customer support and resource delivery. If you are looking for a step-by-step, I have a how-to in my time-saving templates resource, so I'll link you to that in the show notes. Now, step 5 is a scheduling and reminder automation. This is one of my favorite automations in business. Scheduling sessions or client calls can easily turn into a back and forth situation, and it can be really frustrating for both you and your client. I like to use Book Like a Boss to allow my clients to schedule their sessions by themselves, and then they also can receive reminders automatically before their calls. So I like to set one for 24 hours before the call. And this system eliminates the need for me to follow up manually with, oh, what date are you available? Can you do Thursday at 10? No, I can't do Thursday at 10. I can do Thursday at 2. I can't do Thursday at 2. We don't have to do any of that. It just does it all for us, keeps everyone on track. It integrates with my digital calendar. So if I've got something on in my real life, in my personal life, that'll block out that spot on my calendar, and Book Like a Boss won't let people book that section either. So it integrates really, really well in terms of work-life balance. Step 6 is, this is a really fun one. It's the client FAQ page. You're going to find that many of your clients have similar questions during your onboarding process. You can create a client FAQ page, or you could call it a welcome page if you want. You can put it on your website, or you can even make it as a simple Google Doc, and that's going to answer all of the common questions that your clients tend to ask you. And it reduces the need for you to manually reply to emails with the same information repeatedly. You can even link to this doc in your email signature so that if a client is about to email you a question, they see a link and can go and check if their question is already answered before they ask it. If you'd like to save time and effort setting up your onboarding process, I know we've just run through these really, really quickly, but if you'd like a how-to, or you just want to copy paste them and get started really quickly, you can use my templates. I'll leave a link in the show notes for my time-saving templates for business owners who want more freedom. Whew, okay, let's talk troubleshooting. Now, even with automation, hurdles can pop up from time to time. And some common issues include things like clients might skip a step of the onboarding process, or they might miss an email that comes through, or they might not fully understand the next action, and that will stop them from taking the action. So here are my 3 ways to troubleshoot. Step number 1, I like to simplify my instructions. I know it sounds really obvious, but when you're the one working in the industry, complicated things seem simple to you, but when you're a brand new client, it can be overwhelming. There might be a little bit of jargon in there, or they might not fully understand the technology that you're using or the steps they need to take. So you want to make every step really simple and really easy to understand. And think in terms of bite-sized steps when you're communicating needs with your clients, because they're often really busy and they're overwhelmed, and they tend to skim emails and documents rather than read through them thoroughly. So use headings and bullet points in your written communication. And if you can, use a system like Loom to create a short video walkthrough of the process for your clients who prefer to watch and do rather than read. It's really, really helpful. Okay, the next thing I do in terms of troubleshooting is I write templates or set up follow-ups automatically for my clients if they don't complete a step. You can send a templated or an automated follow-up email just to remind them to do that step, and also offer assistance if they need help doing that step. And I have a template for that in the template pack as well, if you'd like to copy and paste that one. And then the third thing I do in terms of troubleshooting is I test the process. I don't love doing this step because I've already spent my time and effort setting up the process, but if it's going to work and save me time and effort big time later on, I need to make sure it's actually working properly. So you want to go through your own onboarding process as if you were your client. And if you've got a friend in the industry that's happy to do it, send them through the process too. This is going to help you identify any confusing parts, anything that's a little bit clunky, anything that people might stop at and go, I'm not really sure what to do here. And it's also going to help you identify any tech hiccups. So say you've got a broken link somewhere, or your system isn't actually working the way you want it to. This is the way to find out before you have the embarrassment of a client going through it and having that problem. So, okay, that's troubleshooting. Creating a smooth and automated client onboarding process saves you time and effort, and it also really, really improves your client satisfaction. It helps reduce their stress and it helps build trust between the two of you. And once you set it up, you can let that onboarding process just work in the background for you. And that gives you the time and space to focus on delivering an exceptional service in terms of the work that you're doing for your clients. And it also frees you up to enjoy a lot more free time. So, yeah, I hope you found this helpful. Take some time to audit your current client onboarding process and just have a little look and see, are there any areas where you're spending a lot of time and effort? Are your clients experiencing any confusion? And then just start by implementing one or two of the things that we talked about today. And you're going to love how your client experience improves without a lot of effort from you. So, yeah, I hope you found this helpful. Let me know if you have any questions about client onboarding processes and how to make them simple and easy. There's a link to the template pack if you want to use that in the show notes. And I will see you in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Simpler Business Podcast. If you did, please subscribe, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts. There's a link in the show notes to make it nice and easy for you, just the way we like it. If you're ready to simplify and scale your business, you can get started with my free audio class at marissaroberts.com. See you next time.